Hello everyone,
Guan here.
It's fantastic to see you all again. Welcome to Season 5.5 of Marvel Rivals. Season 5 show Gambit pull off a daring heist within the Collector's Museum, stealing the contract the Grandmaster was after.
What did we all think of Season 5? I thought it was alright. I didn't like the balancing because it balanced specifically against my hero, but I enjoyed it overall. I think Gambit's the most interesting hero they've added since the game launched. Season 5, ignoring my personal issues with the game, you know, Magneto being strong happens to make my personal hero worse, was pretty good, I think, overall, right? The Battle Pass isn't the best. I'm not massively into the Battle Pass, I'm going to be honest. There's a couple of skins I like, but it's the least exciting Battle Pass to date for me. The balance for me wasn't amazing, but like that's just because it happened to be bad for me. I'm sure if you were a Magneto main, you loved it. You know what I mean? Gambit is the best designed hero that's come out since the game launched, though. Good season started crashing out again. That's crazy, Cloud. Rogue in the background? She is in the background. And you know what she looks like? A muscle mommy. That doesn't look like a little Twinkie strategist, does it?
But the Collector was one step ahead, having hidden a real contract elsewhere. When Rogue awoke in the middle of the night to find Gambit missing, both Raven's mission.
That's going to be the Lord portrait. This is going to be what she is. That's surely going to be what the Lord portrait is for her, right?
Both Raven's mission and their sweet honeymoon began to
They did bring back
unravel.
the Season 1 Battle Pass.
Disappointed and hurt, Rogue's anger boiled over, making it even harder to control the new powers she gained after accidentally touching the Colombian die. Now, in Season 5.5,
Vanguard. So for those of you hoping that we got a new Vanguard, there it is. She is a Vanguard. Rogue is a Vanguard. Do you hear that? She's not a duelist. She's not a strategist. They are a Vanguard. I know players, strategists don't have to be skinny, but so far all of the strategists have been relatively skinny. Like, let's not joke for a sec. Like, I agree, strategists don't have to be skinny, but if we just go look at the strategist, fairly skinny and short, fairly skinny, fairly skinny, fairly skinny. I mean, he's short. Skinny, 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 short, skinny. I agree, they don't have to make all of the Vanguard skinny, but so far they have been. So it's just a general, that was my logic when I saw in Season 5, they had like the art of them together. I said they were going to be a Vanguard because she was too buff to be a strategist. Now, it would be cool to get a buff strategist, but for those of you like myself that have played Overwatch, we remember what it's like when you get muscle mommy supports. It isn't so good for us. It leads to some bad times. We don't need a Brigitte necessarily in this game. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with her being a Vanguard. A 450 HP strategist. Go and play Overwatch back in like 2019 and tell me that again.
Rogue makes her debut in Marvel Rivals. She enters the fray as a Vanguard, combining her immense strength with Colombian energy. Rogue charges into enemy lines with powerful melee abilities, opening opportunities
She's a melee Vanguard
for her team. Of course, we haven't forgotten her signature ability, Power Absorption. During battle, Rogue can take down an enemy hero and absorb abilities.
Chat, I'm going to need you to hold your balls for this next scene, okay? I'm going to need you to... Chat, hold your balls.
From them, gaining a basic buff based on their role.
Chat is about to get
She
so
may
horny.
even steal a signature ability, like Doctor Strange's.
Oh. Do you want to be pinned by Muscle Mommy number 2? Oh, and it gets better, don't you? Wait, that's just the aesthetics of the ability.
Based on their role. She may even steal a signature ability, like Doctor Strange's Shield of the Seraphim.
So she's going to be able to take people's abilities. You're going to see she'll take Loki's lamps here.
Loki's regeneration domain.
So basically, it is. I don't think it's a one-to-one, but if you sort of think of a hero and think of what you associate that hero with, you know, like Groot's walls, that type of thing, that's what she'll steal. She steals the ability that you associate with that character, is I think what the devs have tried to do, which is very cool. Very cool indeed. But also terrifying. Side note, what do we think she's going to take from Jeffrey? Bubbles? Because I associate Jeffrey with swimming. That's what I think of. You know what I mean? Like, when I think of Jeff, I think of his dive. Are we going to have her be able to swim through the floor? That would be hilarious. The beam, but that's his attack. That's like his... They said they take his ability. And these are abilities. Technically, his beam is his attack. Bubbles? It probably will be Bubbles, but I think if they were doing it accurately, swimming is the ability you associate Jeff with. Because it's his swimming that makes him a nightmare to keep track of. You know what I mean? But Bubbles will be infinitely easier to actually, you know, do anything with. Although I do like the idea of her jumping underground and sticking her hands above the ground to make a fin shape, and that being what happens. It would be hilarious. Ain't gonna happen. How would she swim though? I don't know. She's stealing abilities. How did she use the power of a god to make you immortal? I think this is a really cool ability. I think it's gonna be a fucking nightmare, but I think it's really cool. It's also gonna have some really cool interactions, because it means every character's 1v1 with Rogue will be entirely unique. There will be no two 1v1s with Rogue that are the same. And also, it means that, let's say you're playing Loki, she's going to be able to really punish you for overextending by making her team immortal. You know what I mean? This has a lot of really cool implications for how it will shake up the game. What would you take from Iron Man? The missiles? No, it would have to... I don't know what I'd take from Iron Man. The flight, but then, like, that's kind of lame. I don't know. You see what I mean? I'm going to, like, you know, EA hasn't been announced yet. And I say this every time. Early access isn't announced yet. But when it's announced, if I get in, we will test all of this in early access. I cannot say I'm in early access because they have not announced early access. So in theory, we do not know that early access is happening. They could have cancelled it. It would be weird if they did. But if I get into early access, I will obviously test all of these interactions. We will go through the list and we will test what she does with every single hero in the game, okay? That's what we'll do.
And that's not all. When Rogue activates her ultimate, she continuously drains ultimate ability energy from nearby enemies, giving her team the edge. I do think what they'll do is take the signature ability, unless it's a nightmare, to code. You know what I mean? And I am feeling good. That's what I think they'll do. I think it's the signature ability, but if it's the signature ability, is like, I'd argue Iron Man's beam is the signature ability. His empowered beam. Maybe they should take his empowerment. He takes ult charge. And getting further buffs based on their roles. Making her a true...
So the way her ultimate works is, because he's about to explain it, she absorbs it, she has like a circle, and in that circle, she will absorb stats based off of the roll. She'll absorb stats based off of the roll, so she'll take like damage from duelists. That's pretty cool. And take ult charge from them. That's what he's saying.
Making her a true powerhouse on the battlefield. This update brings another round of team up ability change.
I'm so ready for Jeff's team up to go so we can get a new one that actually is input on the Jeff side.
We are removing the mental projection team up ability between Emma Frost and Psylocke. Emma Frost will now join Chilling Assault, getting the new ability Ice Out Diamond. She can unleash a cone of frost to slow enemies and use her diamond form to create a wall of
She's now
diamond
Frost
ice,
Mommy, yeah.
blocking enemy movement. Psylocke joins Sword of Duality, gaining control over light and dark energy.
I have no idea, plus I haven't tested it.
With light energy.
If I get to test it, we'll find all this out. As soon as I can get early access, if I get early access, I will test these things. Don't worry. We'll find all of it out. I will go into practice range. We will rotate through every hero. We'll test every role. I'll do it. You know what I mean? I will do these things as soon as I can. But for now, we just have the information that's being given to us.
Those are returning shuriken that
Sorry, for those that missed it, Psylocke can heal now.
With light energy, she throws a returning shuriken that damages enemies and heals allies. When it returns, it heals Psylocke based on the number of targets hit.
Basically, Psylocke's now in a team up with Cloak and Dagger. She gets a shuriken she throws out, and it will heal her based off of the number of people hit, and it heals allies it passes through, damaging enemies it passes through.
With dark energy, she scatters a ring of darts, damaging enemies in range.
She has pocket sand now. Pocket sand! Psylocke has pocket sand now as an option. So basically, instead of the shuriken, you can do pocket sand, which lets you go invisible again.
Invisible. Rogue joins explosive entanglement.
We knew this was going to happen, right? Surely. It wouldn't have made sense for it not to. Also, why is Gambit so wide in this picture? Gambit is like a twink in game. Gambit is a skinny boy. Like a skinny king. Look at it. Look at that waist. Look how snatched our king is in game, yeah? And then we look at it and we look at him here. Look how wide Gambit is. That is a wide boy. Wide Gambit isn't real. Wide Gambit can't hurt you.
Gambit channels kinetic energy into Rogue, and when she activates the ability, every attack she makes damages enemies around her and heals nearby allies.
It adds AoE healing and damage.
The full balance patch notes will be released in a few hours. Stay tuned.
So we're getting the patch notes today as well, guys. They've just confirmed that. The winter event is back! We didn't even think about that. We got so distracted by a new muscle mommy that can mount you and absorb all of your energy. I didn't even clock. We've got the winter event coming.
Jeff's Winter Splash Festival returns.
Wait. Jeff's Winter Splash Festival returns in new map, Jeffland. The fuck is Jeffland? Wait. Jeffland? We're getting a Jeff-themed map? Jeffland.
This time, in the new map, Jeffland, this map features an all-new 3-way brawl with 3 unique Jeff builds, each with their own skill set, bringing even more fun and color to the winter season. Plus, we have a...
So Squirrel Girl's getting a winter skin, Star-Lord is getting a winter skin, Daredevil is getting a winter skin. I'm not the Daredevil. And Bucky's getting a winter skin.
Series of holiday and winter-themed costumes.
Why'd they make Bucky so slutty, though?
And festive events like...
Then we have, that is a Penny winter skin. That's such a cute spider face. And then we have, that skin is gorgeous. Can we be so real? This like figure skating skin, I don't like, it's so pretty. Bucky is hot. Bucky's always been hot. Let's not pretend. Players, come on. Just between friends. Just between friends, you and I. Players. Nobody else is here. Look at me in the eyes and tell me that Bucky hasn't always been hot. You can admit it to me. It's a safe space. Always slays with the skin. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger always look great with the skins. You're right, Raven. I'm always right. Also, it's your, not your. Samuel, thank you for the gift, for the subscription. Smiley face.
Sign up to help everyone celebrate.
It's Elsa and Tyrone. Who is that?
This joyful time of year. Jeff's Winter Splash Festival and all the hot days.
Recolor! Wait, have we got a girly pop Jeff skin now? We've got a girl. Oh, Tyrone is Cloak. Cute. Okay. Oh, and then Elsa as in from Frozen. Right, I see. Wait, we've got girly pop. We've got girly pop Jeff now. Then we have like, oh, the orange one doesn't go as hard as I would like. Orange is my favorite color, obviously. But we've got girly pop Jeff, orange and blue Jeff, and then, you know, default. So wait, is he only getting 2 recolors? Do you normally only get, I am now Jeff? Well, we welcome new Jeffs in. Do you normally only get 2 recolors? I can't remember. This is recolors. You do normally only, so you normally have default and then the 2 recolors, right? So it's the normal amount. Hype train. All right, anyway, sorry. This is a 5-minute thing. We've been going over it for like 15 minutes.
Special events kick off right after the December 18th update.
Yeah, the colors don't always match in game. You are right. The green skin is a very famous example of that. In the art, it looks like it has a white belly. No, the blue skin, sorry. The blue Summer Jeff skin. In the art, it doesn't look like it has a slightly green underbelly. We love Girly Pop Jeff. We do love Girly Pop Jeff. Jeff deserves a Girly Pop skin. Just let our king be a business boy on the weekdays and Girly Pop on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Ready. And don't miss the all-new mystery
Thank you for the 100
burger
bits,
at
Gecko.
Pim's Test Kitchen in Times Square.
All-new mystery burger at Pim's Test Kitchen in Times Square, available on December 18th. Which is when the winter event starts? Yeah, so the same day the winter event comes out, there's something going on in Times Square.
At Pim's Test Kitchen in Times Square. Also available after the December 18th update. Eat it, and you might be surprised by the results.
That's ominous. Wait a minute. So Guangguan offers millions of people his mystery burger and it's a cool mystery. I offer one person my mystery sausage and I'm suddenly a creep. What's going on there? What's going on? Huh? Huh? Hi, Leviathan. I hope it's not Krusty Burger. Imagine they do an announcement and this is how they announce the fucking SpongeBob crossover. More gambling? I don't think it will be more gambling. I'm interested in seeing what it is. Pim as in Hank Pim, I guess. Because look, Pim Technologies Test Kitchen. So something's gonna happen. It might not be huge. It might just be that you like become big in this area. You know what I mean? I want the mystery sausage. You cannot say that to me. We love his buns and hate your sausage. The sussy burger? No. This is exciting. I'm very curious at what that is.
Is still working on balance changes. Stay tuned for news on balance and detailed team-up ability changes.
How long have I been watching the video?
Always,
17 minutes. Micro meat? Don't call it that. Chat. So if you're watching the YouTube video, we're about to swap to the patch notes. Please stick around. We'll watch it through once and then we'll go through again and like try to figure out what's going on.
Your girl Rogue is ready for action.
Yeah, we knew she was melee already. Wait, is that a shield? She has some type of block or shield.
Darling.
She has like a air combo. She pulled people in towards her. Air combo again. That's the drain.
Sayonara.
And then she's invisible. Because she stole Psylocke's ability. Air combo is AoE. Or is that because we saw a mag at the start of that clip? Alright, we're definitely going to need to pause that. Okay.
Better watch out. I'm feeling a little touchy today.
And that's her ult. She can see ult's ult percentage rates on her HUD.
Nighty-night, sugar.
Okay, should we go through that again now and have a look? The one thing I want to point out, in her ult, she can see what percentage ultimate people are at on the enemy team. That information is fucking nuts to have at high elo. Like, you can generally have a rough idea of where people are. You've seen that I'm incredibly accurate with my ult calling. I'll be like, someone's gonna ult, and then they ult. Like, you will just sort of know, but sometimes you're wrong. You're always wrong sometimes. It happens. Getting the information of what percentage everyone on the enemy team's ult is at is critical, especially if you win this fight and then there is a next fight coming up. Because let's say you see that this Wolverine is at 90% ult at the end of this fight. You know, in the next fight, they're going to get their ultimate very quickly. And you may want to either avoid them, play differently, kill them, spread out. That information is fucking massive. That is huge. That's huge. The ability to, like, imagine you get told the enemy Luna is on 80% ult charge. You know immediately that you're going to dive and remove her. Like, you're going to double down on killing her. Like, you can have a good idea of where the enemy is with their ult charges, but knowing the exact answer is insane. She's in her ultimate, Logan. She absorbs stats from people around her. So if you look, it actually ticks up throughout the ult. Watch. She doesn't have a... So her default health is 700. She jumps in, gets some overshield, ults, and then it ticks her health up. You see? Loki the Sim, thank you for following. Welcome to the call. So she's stealing the health from the tank there. I don't know what she's stealing from Wolverine. I'm assuming damage from them because they're DPS, right? No idea what they steal from support. Yeah, okay, so that's her ultimate. That's pretty great. That's a pretty good ultimate. Yes. Yeah, oh wait, you mean this? Yeah, I'm guessing you can steal up to X amount, or like it lasts for say 5 seconds after, because you can see the DPS is dead there. So maybe like it times out. Is it going up or down? It's charging up. So you can steal up to certain amount, and this bar is it charging up. So over your ultimate, you can charge up to, let's say that damage stat is a maximum of plus 10%. That's it reaching 10% when it hits there, right? Yeah, we'll go for all of those, don't worry. This ultimate is going to be really good. Like, that's a good ultimate. Right. Let's go to the next bit that's super interesting. This bit. Right, let's see what she steals. Four's empowered state, shield, wall, and diamond form. I think we saw that. Yeah. So gets Four's empowered state, shield from Strange, wall from Groot, diamond from Emma. I can't wait for my own 4 to give Rogue his enhanced state so she can smash the shit out of me. It's gonna happen. Here, what did she steal from Phoenix? Was it the stun she steals? She steals the stun from Phoenix, the heal from Iron Fist. And then from Invis, what was it she stole? I missed it. The steal. Yeah, she steals the Invis steal, pull. Or push, I guess. Alright. That's fucking cool. We saw her do an air combo a couple of times. Should we look at that next? Where was like the best example of it? Here? Right. So she kicks up with her E. She kicked up with her E. It then changed to a different ability. She then uses normal melees and E's again. So it looks like the way that's going to work is you kick somebody into the air. You can do some amount of melee combo on them that lets you sort of hold them there and you are held there. And then you use E to come back down and slam them into the ground. She's using her shift right now, which is a big circle. Did she dash or anything beforehand? Like, how does it work? So she dashes forward. Right, 1 minute. Yeah. So her shift is a dash into a big circle. And then at the end of that big circle, it pulls everybody in. Yeah, this is her air combo again. It doesn't do crazy damage. Bear in mind, Silent doesn't have a load of health. She's not going to be like busted OP for damage unless these numbers have changed, which they always could because this is from internal. But you can see like she does the full combo and it doesn't actually kill her. It's then that she sucks afterwards. Yeah, she has a block. We saw that earlier on. Where was it? Was it around here? God reversal. Is not showing him as taking damage from it, so I don't think it works like Cap, where it reflects. But it does seem to just block a percentage of damage. She's still taking damage. Look at her health. She's blocking, she's still taking damage. But it reduces damage. It's like a small shield she can put around herself that reduces incoming damage. Does it make her do more damage afterwards? I don't know. I don't know. That will be hard to tell in this, right? Because we don't see her hit him before. She does seem to do a really big first hit. So maybe it is possible it works a bit like... who was it in Overwatch? Doomfist? Doomfist, right? If you shot him when he was blocking, his next hit did more damage. It might work like that. Because if you look, he's shooting into it. She dives forward. Massive hit. Because ignore this little grey line here. Look where my mouse is. Everything before that she did in one hit. No, Raven, look. She has a right click and you have to left click to prompt. What do you mean? Her right click is her block. Yeah. And what I'm saying is does the right click empower her damage? Yeah, I know, Mackie. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is the actual block itself is just blocking, but does it empower her next hit? Her hair color goes diamond when she that'll be neat. Yeah, it's cool that they've actually made it so it changes. I think. She's tall as well. Like, she's taller than Phoenix and stuff. So she's but if you look here, she's a similar size to Emma. Like, if you look at them, like, you can see they're roughly the same size. Something like that. Canonically 6'4". She's a big lady.
Watch out. I'm feeling a little touchy today.
I can't wait to run in the opposite direction every time she does that ultimate. Pretty cool. Chat, the season 5.5 patch notes are out. Very exciting. Should we read them? Massive Emma Frost nerf. 50 health. So she's no longer has the anchor bonus, but they've increased her base health. So they've increased it by 50, decreased it by 100, 50 net negative. Penny's got a 50 health nerf. Don't know why you're nerfing Penny. She's not that overpowered. Mackie said that in the mid ranks that people have been struggling to deal with her a little bit. So maybe it's for that then. Because that would make sense. And if that's so, that's a good thing. You should balance for all elos. The thing, I hope they buff because he needs some love. He's a struggling boy. Increase stone haymaker, so his punch bonus damage equal to enemy's max health from 8% to 10%. He's better at fighting tanks now. Increase the duration of lingering anti-mobility field after Yancey Street changed from 3 to 5 seconds. So it lasts longer now. So we've got 2 buffs. Great. Ren, I'm going to be honest. Don't worry about it. The Emma nerf isn't going to change anything. It's a nerf, but it isn't really going to change much. 4 takes some lessons from the battles against zombies to heart. The God of Thunder... Oh, he can control the move. So his dash is no longer stuck in a straight line. He can now turn corners whilst doing it and stuff. Quality of life change. I don't think it's going to like make 4 massively OP, but I think it's a good change. Let the 4 players be a little bit more mobile, sure. Blade could do with some buffs, let's hope. Increased Ancestral Sword single hit damage from 24 to 26, and Whirlwind slash hit damage from 15 to 16. Reduced Bloodline Awakening, reduced healing from 35 to 25. Reduced healing. Right, okay. So he gets reduced healing and they've reduced the punishment of it. Right, sorry. So they've reduced his reduced healing, which in short means he will be more durable. He'll be more durable and he'll do a little bit more damage. Blade's a wet fish at the moment and a nothing hero, so I don't mind the buff. I'm not scared of Blade ever. And if a duelist is diving you or attacking you, you should be at least a little bit scared. Their job is to kill you. You should be worried. I've never once been scared of a Blade. He's a joke. So buffing him, good change. Massive Daredevil nerfs that we've been waiting for ages for, chat. The huge Daredevil nerfs. Negative 25 health because he lost the anchor bonus. That's the Daredevil change. So for all of you hoping they'd finally do something to tweak Daredevil so he wasn't quite as oppressive for the less mobile supports, nothing. Like, this might as well not be here. This is going to change nothing. This is the equivalent of when they nerfed Luna by 2 seconds and we're like, look, we do nerf her, guys. Daredevil is dead. Dead Devil, exactly. Rest in peace, Daredevil. He's gone. He's in the tomb. What a joke. Daredevil is so incredibly S tier that this isn't even going to remove him from S tier. This isn't even like a, oh, he's down to A tier now. This is a, he's in the same tier. He's not, this will change nothing. Nothing at all. Daredevil is the exact same next patch as he is this one. Human Torch buffed. I think Human Torch is miserable to play into, so I don't really want him to be buffed, but I guess for the 4 Human Torch mains, this is going to be big. Johnny Storm slightly turns up the heat. Fire Cluster, slightly reduced projectile spread, increased single cast projectile damage from 5.5 to, sorry, from 5 to 5.5, adjusted maximum fall off from 60 to 30 meters to 60 to 20 meters. Sorry, 6% at 30 to 6% at 20. Basically, it falls off sooner, but is more accurate and does a little bit more damage. So at point blank range, it's a direct buff. At 20 to 30 meters, it's a nerf. So if you're fighting at 20 to 30 meters, it's a nerf. At point blank range, it's a direct buff. Blazing Blast, reduce single charge speed from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds, increase hit damage from 40 to 45. Cool. Why nerf Penny? In the mid ranks, she's kind of doing well. I don't think she needed a nerf, but you've got to balance for all elos, and you can't forget that just because you individually might think Penny is strong, if she's ruining games for other people, you need to take that into account. You know what I mean? It's the same reason they don't buff Jeff. If they buff Jeff, people like myself, Micro, Saving Lee, Aquaburst run amok and ruin the games for people in high elo. Whereas in low elo, it doesn't make a difference because low elo Jeffs can't play well enough to take advantage of all of the buffs. But in high elo, Jeff becomes a nightmare immediately. That's basically it. You know what I mean? You have to try and balance for people of a huge variation of skill. You balance for the 1% and you balance for the bottom like 1% as well. You have to balance for both sides to some degree. Not entirely, but to some degree. Phoenix. During End Song Inferno ultimate ability, increase Phoenix summoning health from 400 to 500. That's fine. I mean, if people shoot it, it dies every time. The bigger challenge is getting people to shoot it over it surviving people being shooting it. So like, if your team are going to look at it, there's a chance it survives, but realistically, if your entire team actually reacts, it should be fine. Quality of life buff more than anything, I guess. It means one person isn't going to kill you if it's like a Hela or Punisher or something. Psylocke Ultimate, they've increased the ultimate charge from 2.8 to 3.4k. That's like, what, 600 seconds slower? How big is that? It's about 20% slower, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's about 20%. It's not quite a quarter, but it is about a quarter. 25% slower. It will mean less Psylocke ults, which will mean if you are messing them up, you're more punished. But also, if you're a good Psylocke and you're getting consistent value, you're going to get your ult still fairly quickly. It's not like it's a slow ult charge. I mean, it's okay. It's a nerf. I don't think it's going to change Psylocke. I think she's still going to be pretty good for people that struggle into her. You know? Scarlet Witch buffs. Increased charge of, whatever word that is, burst by chaos control hits from 0.08 to 0.1. Increased Dark Seal projectile speed from 40 to 60 meters per second. And remove spell field generation delay. Increase Reality Erasure ultimate enemy pull speed from 2.4 to 3 milliseconds. Scarlet Witch is never going to be hard meta in high elo. I'm interested to see how this affects like bronze through like gold or plat. You know what I mean? How is this going to affect the elo of people? Like, my chat whinges at me when I say I can't aim. How is this going to affect people that really can't aim? You know what I mean? Because that's where Scarlet Witch is strongest, versus people that actually cannot aim, because she doesn't have to necessarily aim. So this will make it harder to escape if you don't shoot her out the sky. This makes it easier to aim with the abilities. And this is a little bit more damage. I'm just curious how this is going to affect mid-level to like low elo. I mean, I don't mind Scarlet Witch getting some buffs. I'm just aware that she's basically a character that is forever going to be weak. Because if, let's say, Scarlet Witch had the same time to kill as a headshot Punisher, the game would break. You know what I mean? Anyway, Punisher, increased adjudication damage from per hit from 19 to 20. What's adjudication? I've closed the game. What ability is that? The Punisher Marvel Rivals. His rifle? So they buffed his rifle damage? Why? Why have they buffed his rifle damage? The Punisher didn't need a rifle damage buff. Yeah, I know. I get that it's a minor buff, but also why? Like, the Punisher didn't need a buff. It's giving the same energies like the Magneto and Invis buff, where there was no reason to buff them, but we buffed them. You know what I mean? Like, why are we buffing characters that are already in a fairly healthy position? That's confusing. I don't think it's like gonna break the game. I don't think it's gonna break the game in the same way the Mag and Invis buff did. But like, I also don't understand why this has been made as a change. Yeah, but why is it a change? He struggles in low elo. So it's to help people that are less accurate. So it's mid to low elo buffing. That's okay, again, I don't mind, but I just didn't know the reason. Because I know that if I go against a Punisher in, like, say, Celestial, they output crazy damage. They output crazy damage in, like, Celestial and above. So I don't mind that they're buffing him for mid to low elo. I'm worried about how it will affect high elo, but I guess it's not that much more damage, so it should be fine. 1 point of extra damage isn't a big deal. Wolverine, Logan's ultimate just got a whole lot more freedom to leap. Slash and surprise from what? Last that ultimate can now target walls for its landing point. He could Jeff kill people. Logan can throw people off of the map now with his ultimate. Right? I guess he could do that before, but the problem would be if he doesn't land it perfectly. What I mean by this is, you have like a wall off the edge of the map, you jump into that wall and just drop the entire enemy team off the map. I'm not a Wolverine player. I don't know how big this is. It seems fine. It reads as quality of life. But like, I'm okay with it. It doesn't offend me. That's fine. Increase energy cost of his ultimate by a little bit. I'm not going to make that big of a deal. In the grand scheme of things, if this first number is already high, this number being that close to it will mean it feels less. Like, that 200 extra, you're not going to notice it. The Gambit is just as strong next season as he has been this season. Invisible Woman, increase the cost of her ultimate. Same thing. You're not going to feel it. Loki, increased damage and healing ratio of Loki's doppelgangers, so his clones, from 80 to 90%. They've buffed Loki's clones. They're keeping him reliant on them, but they've made it so they're far better at actually matching his output. 10% increase is a fair deal. Like, that's pretty good. You know? Luna's cooldown her foes faster. Okay, they're buffing Luna. Reduced absolute zero startup time and increased projectile speed, so it's easier to land your freeze. New ability, Luna can apply Idle Aura to herself, separate from the share the stage. When Idle Aura is active, 10% of healing to allies is converted to healing. So she has more self-sustain, and she gains a 10% healing boost and 10% damage boost. Oh. Oh. Okay, cool. I mean, why not? Like, why not? Why not? Cool. Luna's not been overpowered this season, and she's missing that S tier, you know? The devs said, look, guys, we let Luna fall from S tier for maybe a season, so we need to put her back in. I don't think it will make her hard meta again. I think it's going to make it, like, this massively increases her survivability and ability to counter out other heroes' ultimates. Strange ultimate, for example. This helps, the first part of this helps with her survivability. So does this. She's going to have more survivability. and this just helps her in general. More damage, more healing. You know what I mean? It seems pretty good. Like, yeah, she's gonna be stronger. I mean, I haven't scrolled down. I'm guessing she's gonna be better than Cloak, obviously better than Jeff, not better than Invis, better than Rocket, maybe, probably. Like, it's quite a buff. It's a sizable buff. I don't think it's game breaking, right? She was so annoying only when she... Yeah, I mean, the problem is right, they've made Invis so survivable that Luna no longer is their golden child. So they had to give the golden child some survivability to keep up. That's what it is. It's just that, like, they needed they needed God's favorite princess to be back in the limelight. So they buffed her. They buffed her main weakness, which was survivability. You know what I mean? Rocket increases ultimate charge from 4 to 300. I mean, you'll feel that more than the others, but it's not that big a deal. That one is also notably a bigger nerf than these guys have received. These guys got it nerfed by 200 points. By the way, S+, these are your pick or ban strategists if you were picking or banning strategists. Rocket's good, but why have you given him a bigger nerf in numbers than these guys? You know what I mean? That's weird to me, right? Rocket's ultimate is incredibly counterable. You have multiple heroes that shut it down. You can shoot it to shut it down. There's a million ways to shut it down. Invis, it got a buff last patch that basically made her biggest counter to her ultimate, Magneto, no longer as consistent at countering her because you throw the orb at her and she just puts your shield up and either stays behind the shield or walks through the shield, depending on where the orb is going to land. Invis got a 200 point nerf. Rocket, who is incredibly counterable ult-wise, has got a bigger nerf than Invis. Bizarre change. I'm not so hot on these strategist changes. They should have nerfed these two a lot more. This is they love Luna, what can I say? And like Rocket was strong, but he wasn't like broken. Ultron, battlefield coverage ultimate. Irreparative oh wait, so he's getting like a soft rework. Patch, he now gets 2 drones, allowing him to support more allies at once. Great. He's a strategist. Make him a strategist, not a DPS. Imperative Firewall now requires the target with imperative patch to use the what? Firewall now requires a target with imperative patch. So with this on it, imperative patch. So they need to have. All right, sorry. There are 2 drones for Firewall to work. You now need them to have the drone on them. After you use Ultron, gain 65 bonus health. The target and nearby allies gain 50 bonus health. Plus I am so confused by this. Plus the selected ally gain a 25% movement speed and 10% damage boost. They basically gave him more utility. He can buff up his allies a bit more. Cool. But as far as I understand, they require the drone. So there's 2 drones. You can buff up your allies, but they require the drone on them for them to be buffed up. So you can put a drone on an ally and then you can buff them up, is my understanding. I might be confused. And they've increased his ultimate, increase the rage of Ultron from 2. So his ultimate costs more. His ultimate is more expensive. He has more utility and healing. This feels like a nerf. It isn't. He's got 2 drones. He's going to build his ultimate quicker. He's doubled his healing output, right? He can now passively heal 2 people. So this makes sense. This is a balancing change to make sure he doesn't get his ult quicker. They haven't nerfed him. This is a balancing thing. They've put some weight on one side and it meant he would get his ult quicker. So in an effort to make sure he gets his ultimate at the same rate roughly as he did before, they've done this. That isn't a nerf. Don't stress it. Then we know about the team ups. How do I feel about these balance patch notes? I think they're okay. They missed some really big things. It's surprising to me that they continue to nerf Emma when she's really, really strong, but like Magneto is like S+ tier. Like S++. Magneto's insane this season. Double Bubble is amazing. Invis, Gambit, insane this season. Like Daredevil, insane this season. Like a lot of the S tier heroes, they've sort of slapped on the wrist very lightly. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like they hard nerfed any of the characters that could have done with a bit more of a nerf. I just, yeah, I don't hate the patch notes. I just don't think it's going to change anything. My honest opinion of these patch notes, in short, is we're in the same position we were in last week. You know what I mean? Nothing is changing. You might see Ultron more. You might see Luna again, but nothing significant is changing. The MNF might feel bigger than I expect if it changes the breakpoint, but that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. But those are the patch notes. Let me know what you think. Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you terrified? Are you horny? Maybe a little horny. I can hear it in your voice. You're horny.